I've decided to document my life for my younger self. And even if he may never actually see this, I'm confident the task will allow me to see my life through a fresh perspective. And I know that if I woke up with all my memories gone, I'd be grateful for the life I found. And my younger self will be too. Enjoy this letter to baby Etai. Best way to start the day. Good morning from Brooklyn. I've been home for just about 36 hours after spending 3 months in Europe teaching free yoga classes to the people who need it most. It's October 6th and it's like 70 degrees right now. So I'm just enjoying the morning sun. It's about 7 a.m. so I woke up quite early. I'm jet lagged. I miss my Tibetan prayer flag so much. I just watched that back and noticed how crazy my hair is. I get a lot of people tell me, oh my god, I'm so jealous of your hair. I wish my hair was that curly. Do you understand how high maintenance it is? Nah, I'm grateful. I love it, I love it, I love it. But I woke up like this. No Beyonce, I woke up like this. It takes a little bit of negotiation before I get it to a place where it's presentable. So I'm writing a book. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Basically a compilation of all the travel journals I've done over my 2 years of travel. If you know me, you know I got a Substack where I post these journals every single week, but I really want to make some physical media because every single day the internet seems more fickle, more fleeting, and I spend a lot of my time making digital media, but something I can hold in my hand like a real enchanted object feels like the natural vehicle for my art to have a little bit more impact on people. So I'm sitting here at my desk proofreading, thinking about how to structure this book, and I just hung this up on the wall. A little watercolor drawing that I made to remind me of the importance of a nice straight posture. One thing that's non-negotiable for me every day is morning pages. And honestly, it's as near and dear to my heart as any type of yoga I could do on the mat. Every day I just write 3 stream of consciousness pages, as close as I can to write when I wake up. And I do it here in this beautiful Gaudi notebook. I fell in love with Anthony Gaudi when I was in Barcelona recently, and seeing this big beautiful building of his on the cover is like a reminder for me that art can be immortal, or at least compared to humans. Everything will one day decay, but the most beautiful divine devotional creations always have an extended lifespan. It's my first time out on the block back home since I returned about 48 hours ago. I just went to a hot yoga class at one of my favorite places in the world, ID Hot Yoga here in the Lower East Side. And then I stopped by my homie Emma Rogue. She has the best thrift store in New York City. It's called Rogue, and she was one of the last people I saw before I left home, so it was nice for her to welcome me back. This is so crazy to be around people that I know after traveling around strangers for the longest time. My heart rate is a little faster than usual because I'm like nervous to run into people that I know. Every time I go on one of these trips, I change so much. And admittedly, overthink every single one of my relationships when I get back home. One of my missions for being back home right now is to nurture some of my deepest, longest friendships that I have been forced to neglect during travels. But it's nice to be breathing the city air once again. Another thing, going back to the same yoga studio that I've been going to for almost 3 years at this point was a trip, because that was the first place I ever practiced yoga, and now I'm going back to the teachers who basically raised me, telling them about all the teaching that I'm doing, and I feel like a little bit of imposter syndrome. I'm like, okay, you have 20 years of teaching experience, and I'm a baby. Like, I hope I'm making them proud, but really I'm just there to study more. I know they have so much more to teach me. Anyway, now back home, because I have to do a little bit more work. Keep proofreading for my memoir. It's the next day and I am so jet lagged. I fell asleep at 8 p.m. last night and I woke up before sunrise today. But I'm so excited about everything I have going on today. I got a call to plan a yoga retreat in Bali coming up. I got a call to plan some free yoga classes I'm doing in New York. I'm gonna spend the day painting, editing my memoir, and eating some delicious food. Now I'm gonna do some yoga, eat some breakfast, and get right into it. Also, I've been thinking more about this concept of what would my younger self actually think about my life. I feel like he would think I'm pretty cool. I mean, I'll show a photo of what I was like at 13 and y'all can be the judge. Did I have a glow up or a glow down? I feel like whenever I get ungrateful, whenever I get stressed or confused, I just remember him, my younger self, and I remember that he would be in shock if he ever saw this footage. What's actually going on right now. And that's my motivation. I'm so grateful that I've had the chance over the past day to record this because I'm seeing my life through rose-tinted glasses. I'm seeing things that I would take for granted and appreciating them more. And beyond that, it makes me so excited for where I'll be in 10 years from now. Because I know if I got a glimpse of that right now, I might explode. I know I'm going somewhere beautiful. And all of that cognition about past, present, and future just has me even more grateful for this moment. By the way, all the piano music that you've been hearing in the back of this video is actually music from my first project that I've recorded since leaving my band about 2 years ago. And I'm so happy with it. I really wanted to make music that gives the feeling of yoga that you can use in meditation, that you can use while you're cooking dinner, music that you can really just think to. And so I went to London and I recorded about 36 different piano improv compositions. And now my job is to edit them and put them in a sequence that makes sense. It's listenable and cohesive. So now you're just getting the raw drafts as I go through that process. But I hope you enjoy. I just got some free flutes in the mail from I Am Sound. Thank you so much, but I cannot be distracted by these because I have some very important calls right now. I am about to chat to the person who's helping me organize my next yoga retreat in Bali. Her name is Sydney. She's been helping me out a lot. So I'm gonna step into my office and say what's up to Sydney. I'm so excited to host this retreat in Bali. Oh my God. We're doing it at a spot that is like an experimental eco-village in rural Bali. They do organic rice farming. They teach English to women and children to help them get jobs. And above all, it shows that yoga is not just about what happens in your body and mind, but it's about what happens in your environment and in your community. And I'm so excited to bring people from America and show them that, because usually when people go to Bali, they go to all the tourist traps and they contribute to, honestly, the downfall of the island. So this island that I care so much about needs more places like where I'm hosting this yoga retreat that care about environmentalism, that care about education. And I want to show people from America another way of life. That there is a place that is outside the clutches of the globalization empire that I'm currently at the center of here in New York City. Also, yesterday was the full moon and I felt great. Which is a surprise because I just got off a 3-month tour in Europe and every full moon hit me like a box of bricks. Because I was always go, 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 go. My energy was going in a million directions. And every time the full moon would come, the energy would be too powerful and I would end up with a headache. I would end up cutting myself by accident, bleeding a bunch, or just being really tired and anxious. Feels good to rest. Today is so rainy and I'm actually quite happy about it because here in my little apartment, I have designed so many opportunities for play and I have so many fun little projects that I'm working on right now. Let me show you. I finished this painting last night that was inspired by the flutes that I just got. Let me show it to you. There's me with a flute and a little snake that I've charmed under a crescent moon. I have this tiny little room that I never use for anything and I've now just decided to put a little easel in here. So now this is where I cook up the visual art. I got some paper. This is literally the paper that my kindergarten teachers used to use to teach us how to spell and shit like that. But I also have some canvas boards, some watercolor, a whole bunch of supplies in here. That cabinet is actually kind of scary. Over here is my lovely little desk where I'm gonna lock in today on some materials for my upcoming Bali retreat, upload some new podcast episodes, and create a playlist of demos from this piano album that I recorded when I was in London just a few weeks ago. And then downstairs I also have a basement recording studio, but I still have to set it up a little bit. Before I got back from that tour in Europe, I had just purchased the first drum kit that I've owned in like 2 years. So it's waiting for me down there. I played it a little bit yesterday, but I have to kind of declutter down there and clear the conduit for creation. And then you saw me writing on this a moment ago. This is my big whiteboard where I just keep track of all the little things in my brain. I used to write lists like this on paper, but I like whiteboard because it's just constantly moving and shape-shifting like some silly putty. And probably my favorite thing I own is all these books. And these ones. And those ones. Last night I was laid up in bed reading my Kindle and I was like, wait, why am I reading my Kindle right now? I have so many amazing books. So I've just resumed a book that I started but never finished. It's called Theft by Finding by David Sedaris. And it's a fat collection of his journals, which is perfect because that's exactly the project I'm working on right now. Compiling my journals into a book. Also, I spent the last 2 days putting up some art of mine around the house in random little places. I do art therapy with my therapist that I meet every week, and we always watercolor together. This one is feeling very seasonal as the harvest moon is upon us. I just did so much meditation under my red lights and I'm feeling so cozy right now. I had so much fun today, reading art books, playing with moss, doing things that made me feel like a little kid. And as I've already said, this whole video is just for my younger self to see what a beautiful life you will have one day. And in documenting for him, I felt so connected to him, honestly. And I think I gotta do this more often. I think he'd really like the life that I have. And I think that I want to live a life even more like the one he would love. I spent most of the day preparing for my Bali retreat, which is launching on Friday. And it's such a trip to be marketing yoga because yoga is made for a world outside of capitalism. And I've fought the urge so many times to just get away from it all, go live in an ashram or in a cave, and just withdraw from all of the maya, all of the complexities of this modern world. But this world, the world of prices, of temptations, of complications. This is where people are. And my job is not just to hoard the gifts of yoga for myself. I want to share them. So I'm working with materiality. It's taken me a few years actually to get over the fear of charging for yoga, understanding that the service I provide is actually worth something. And I'm figuring it out day by day. But last time I launched a yoga retreat, I was so terrified. I was like, oh my god, nobody's gonna book. And it sold out in a week. And now I feel so much more confident going into this one that what I provide will be good. Anyway, I think that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you to my younger self for being here with me. And I'd like to end with a little message that I recorded to my younger self a few weeks ago in Portugal. Peace and love. Dear baby Etai, on September, what is today? 16th, 2025, you're in Caparica in the south of Portugal, about to do your second ever surf lesson. Well, technically the third, but we don't talk about the first one because it was 5 years ago and you fell on your face. And a few weeks before that, you will hit 500,000 followers on Instagram. And on this day, September 16th, you'll be thinking about just how weird it is to be famous. Very parasocial. I saw this reel on Instagram yesterday that was talking about how the people who've achieved the most are not the ones we want to be taking advice from. Because I do believe that on a certain level, this radical ambition that I have to be the best version of myself that I can be, in part comes from a deep, unfulfilled desire to be something other than what I am. And I think personally, if I was to think deeply about it for a sec, I would quickly recognize that the reason I became publicly well known is because I have a deep need to feel accepted and seen and recognized and praised and loved. And what a funny way to go about getting it. You know, I've been solo traveling for the past, crossing the street, year and a half, if not more. And I've made so many beautiful friends all over the world, but as a result of that, my long-term relationships back home in New York City have suffered a bit. And had a moment at the end of this tour, right as it was wrapping up. Actually, the second it wrapped up, the second I left my last hostel of the trip, where I realized, what the actual hell, what do I do now? I've never been in a position, at least in recent memory, where life is completely open-ended, where I have no obligations, where I have complete freedom to do anything I want. And that was a real trip, and it made me realize how much I longed to reestablish or to revisit long-term relationships, deep friendships, even romantic love, and how this journey that I've been on of getting to know myself better has, to be honest, isolated me just a bit. And I'm so happy to call myself my best friend, but I feel like after being in a position of service, serving others for the last 2 months, I'm ready now to get back to a point where I allow myself to be cradled by others, to experience tender physical touch, and to be soft, and to be vulnerable. And for that reason, I'm excited to come home. Before I get soft, I'm about to go get thrashed around by the waves during this surf lesson.